Most students think if they don't have finance degree or banking experience, then they're screwed and they can't break into the industry. But Katy, she proved them all wrong. She landed the tech graduate scheme at BNP Paribas, which is the top investment banks and one of the bulge brackets. And here is the craziest part, she didn't come from any finance background. She knew she wanted to work in finance industry, and she's very aware that finance industry is extremely selective. So she had no idea how to position herself for these type of roles and what kind of position is the best for her. Yet, with the right strategy, she made the leap and managed to get an offer from BNP Paribas. And today, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how she did it so that you also know how you can replicate the same process. To start with, Katy is smart, ambitious, and a logic thinker. And what's super cool about her is she always had a clear goal in her mind. Now, in terms of her background, she specialized in data-driven research. She worked in population studies and medical research projects, and she knew she wanted to step into challenging but high-impact environments. But here's the thing. Just like many students that don't have finance background, first, she didn't have a direct banking experience. All her previous experiences are in research and a lot of NGO research. And as a result of that, she didn't know how finance industry operate and how her previous research experience can be valuable for these companies. And what makes it even worse is she knew banks are notoriously selective because they are known to prefer candidates that have finance, banking, or business background. While she's a fast decision maker and she gets things done, she lacked the confidence and the direction on how to break into finance. She was stuck. She knew she wanted to go into technology department. She's unsure how their projects are going to be relevant to the ones that she has done before. And that's when she realized she needs guidance and a clear strategy. So Katy decided to join our one-to-one personalized coaching program, and we completely restructured her approach. And here are the 4 things that we helped her to go from being confused to landing a job offer from BNP Paribas in just 3 months. Step 1, we help her understand her fit in banking industry. You see, Katy deeply believed that she needed a finance degree in order to work in banking, but through in-depth coaching, we helped her realize, first, many financial industry actually love hiring students from technical and data background because nowadays banking industry are evolving and they're making much more data-driven decisions. Therefore, they're going to need a lot of technical people to help with that. We also help her realize her experience in her past data projects are extremely valuable, and she really just needed to position them correctly. Third, she also learned technology department is not all about coding. They often involve data tracking, data structuring, and high level of business intelligence. And this completely opened her eyes, and now she is seeing so many more opportunities where she thought they were not available to her before. Now, step 2, we helped her restructure her CV and cover letter. Now, Katy's previous experience in research was really cool, but it wasn't really framed for banking or financial institutions. If you look at her CV, it was mostly for research, academic, and NGO, so you would have thought by looking at her CV, she's only applying to these type of positions. So we helped her highlight her data processing skills and made it relevant to the banking industry. And most importantly, we helped her to translate her previous experiences in research into real-world business impact and what kind of results it has helped the previous organizations or individuals. And on top of that, we helped her to craft a cover letter that made her stand out. With a lot of competition, you will be seeing hundreds or even thousands of competitors fighting for the same position. Not only you need a killer CV, cover letter is extremely important too. And once she had the right position and the right stories to tell, then her application started getting noticed by recruiters. Step 3, we help her find and target the right positions. You see, one of the biggest challenges that Katy had was she wasn't entirely sure what type of positions to look for. And to make it even worse, she's an international student where she has visa restriction, which means that she's not able to apply to all the positions available on the internet. So we train her to be extremely picky, to be able to identify banking industries and really look out for data and technology positions. And the most important part, and this is where most people are not getting it, is we made her understand what exactly does data analyst or technology analyst do in the bank. And because of that, she is able to understand how financial institutions are actually using data and cutting-edge technologies to make data-driven decisions within their organizations. And that way, you're going to be able to articulate the value, why they need a strong data analyst, and how you are going to bridge the gap and bring the value to the firm. As a result of that, she was applying to companies and positions that maximize her skill set and value and increase her chance of success. All of a sudden, she's not blind anymore. She had a clear goal and a clear strategy in her head. Step 4, we helped her crack through the entire interview process. Once she started landing interview invite, we made sure that she knew exactly what to expect at every single stage. But most specifically, it's very important for everybody to know that you have to really structure your interview answers. You can't literally just have anything that comes to your head and just say it out loud. So what we did is we help her structure answers, specifically when it comes to talking about her previous experiences, made her tweak her previous experience and research relevant to the banking industry and the data or tech positions. And second part, this is where a lot of students struggle, which is the technical interviews. So what we did is we helped her to understand technical interviews, what to prepare, and get really smooth and confident with the technical interview questions. And this is a combination of testing her technical knowledge, understanding the scope and the depth of technical interviews needed, and also doing intense mock interview practice sessions so that she knew exactly what's going to come to her way, how she can prepare for that, and she has done so much practice so that when it comes to the real interview, it becomes her second nature. And most importantly, it's not just practicing interview by herself, she was practicing with a lot of other students and also the coach who already has exact same experience in data and also in finance industry. And what this allowed her to do is to have real-time feedback from someone that already work in the industry, know exactly what is needed to break in. And the craziest part is she didn't believe in herself that she can actually make it, even though she has so much valuable research experience under her belt. Now here comes the best part about Katy's story. First, she did it without any finance degree. Then, she managed to do that without any industry experience in finance before. Third, she did it because she followed through a clear strategy, and it has proven to work for so many others. Now, most people assume they're not qualified before they even decide to give it a try, but in reality, they just need to reframe their experiences. Of course, you're gonna have to have some experience to start with. And to wrap up the 3 key things that you can learn from Katy's story, first, banks are not traditional banks where they only hire people that come from economics or finance background. They nowadays actually are recruiting a lot of data or technical people. So if you have data, coding, software engineering, or analytical skills, then you've got a big chance. The second key takeaway is reframe your experience. It's not about how many experiences, how many projects you have done that are relevant in the industry. It's about how you position them for the roles that you want to get into. Third, target the right position. There are so many divisions and roles within banks. And it's not just for banks, it's also the same for consulting companies, tech companies. And knowing where exactly you fit into which division makes the whole difference. Because that means you're not just blindly applying to everything you see on the internet or anything that you feel is right to you. You are actually making a rational and an analyzed decision on what type of position will be the best that is utilizing all the skills and experiences you had before. So if you're tired of getting rejections and being in the dark and you want a clear roadmap and strategy to land a job in finance and consulting, then comment training below. I'm going to send you a free video on how you can get into BNP Paribas, JP Morgan, EY, KPMG, and so many other Fortune 500 companies. And if you liked today's video and also Katy's success story, don't forget to hit the subscription button, and I'll see you in the next video.